Hey everyone! Okay, the time has finally come to start working on the four-wheel drive project. Yay! Here it is. I already got the hood off. I got the battery out. The battery box is all taken apart. Battery's in the shop. It might be sold. So I don't need the battery anymore. I'm gonna be putting a car battery in here anyways. And I got some good news. Things are starting to look up. I may have found a parts truck for my 89. More on that later. I'll do a separate video talking about what I'm looking at and what I want to use it for. It runs, drives, but it's not necessarily drivable. But here it is, part one. I'm going to get the engine pulled, get the front axle pulled, bumper pulled, and I'm going to put the frame piece on, mock it up, and try and figure out where everything's going to be sitting. And the back end's going to stay together for now. Nothing's being changed on it as of yet. So I haven't decided if this is going to go long or if I'm going to do a mild frame extension and basically put a toolbox in, move the rear end back a little bit to help with some stability, and go with that, like similar to how my truck is, but basically where the front of the tire is right now on the truck, that's where the back tire will be, sort of thing. And then for work, just pull a trailer. I can pick up a small trailer similar to that or next size up for 150, 200 bucks. Not too bad at all. So I might just end up doing that for work. It's nice having that, but to get in and out of tight places, it is pretty tight to do, and it somewhat would be nicer just to pull a trailer. So and keep a bit shorter wheelbase. Extend the wheelbase a little bit just to help clear the fenders a bit, and go with a toolbox and pull a trailer. So that's my idea offhand right now, what I'm going to be doing for my new project. So it's probably not going to be really a truck. It's kind of it's going to be like a Jeep almost. I don't like Jeeps, but it's kind of what it's going to be like. It's going to have like a toolbox on the back with a little bit extended wheelbase, or even like a little Suzuki Samurai type dealie. I'd love to build a cab, but I don't think I'll get around to doing that. My welding's okay, but not that good. So stay tuned for a next update. Okay, progress report. Engine's out. Everything all in the front end is all off. The steering rod's out. I have mocked in the new front end. The frame piece that's going to hold everything. That's that mock-up rear end I saved from my tractor I scrapped. It's peerless, but it will bolt into just about anything, and it has both bolt hole setups for the narrower or the wider rear ends. But in this case, it will actually work on the front end, because like I was saying, this transaxle is basically a regular transaxle with spline shaft axles and the extra knuckles added to the ends, and that hole in the center. But like I showed on another peerless, they actually all have that on there, but they just don't have the hole going all the way through. So I got this mocked up, so this will actually weld right in. I may have a little bit more clearance to do, because before I was clearancing it without this mock-up rear end in place. So I might have a little bit more clearancing to do just to make everything fit nice and tight. I think I figured out my ride height. Also with the rear end in there, I can actually find out what my ride height will be, and I can measure it off the back, or I can just figure out where I roughly want it. Without having that in there, you're basically going by eye, and you got the risk of welding it in, and when you go to put your good rear end in there, it's not going to fit, or it's going to be off by a bit, or the heating of the welding is going to shift it. But with having a rear end in there, it will less likely the chance of anything shifting, and should make everything work out pretty good, hopefully. That's my plan, that's my idea. That's how they do it with big vehicles, big four-wheel drives. They have a mock-up rear end in there to get everything all tacked in, burned all in. Then they take it out, and when they put their good one in there, the one they're going to be using with the axles and stuff in it, everything's going to line up. So really, when this type of fabrication, you can actually take cues off of vehicle fabrication when you're working on something smaller like this. So it's getting there, slowly but surely. Hopefully tomorrow it'll be a roller. I can move it out of the way or move it in here. I don't think I'm going to put the transmission in it. Not until I can get all the steering situated and all that stuff worked out. But to get all that stuff worked out, the front end has to be in there. I know I keep on calling it a rear end, but it's a rear end up front. So that's pretty much the way it's going to be. And the axle is going to sit right around here. Yeah, right around here is right where the tranny is going to sit. So it should actually work out pretty good. And I should have just enough clearances in there to put a clutch in and to make everything all work out. So that's pretty much it. So I'll talk to you later. Please keep riding like always, and please drop a comment.